WandaVision episode 4 just got released, and it was one hell of an episode. Marvel answered a lot of questions fans had about the show while simultaneously introducing new ones. This episode is essentially the first three episodes, but from an outside perspective. So let's get right into it. The episode starts right after Hulk reverses Thanos' snap, and people start coming back. Here we see Monica, aka Geraldine, waking up in the hospital where her mom was admitted. But little did she know that her mom had already died while she was not there during the past 5 years. And we also learned that the real identity of Monica, we fans had already known for the most part, that she's the same kid from Captain Marvel. After which she rejoins SWORD as she worked there before getting bleeped. We learn that her mom was one of the founding members of SWORD, and we also got a look at her mom's code name, Photon. If you're a Marvel fan, you already must know that Photon is a hero in comic books, with ability to transform into any form of energy in the electromagnetic spectrum. Here Monica gets assigned to help FBI with a case of missing person and she heads to the location and we get to see another familiar face, FBI agent Jimmy Woo. If you have watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, you will remember him. Monica reaches Jimmy and here is when things get really interesting. When Jimmy asks the local police officers about the person and the town where this person went missing from, they say that the town Westview does not exist, despite having Welcome to Westview board right in front of them. It looks like not just the people inside the force field, but also the people outside of it are being affected. Then Monica asks Jimmy that why didn't he went in there to investigate, to which he responds that the town does not want him to, possibly referring to the intense radiation emerging from the field or just his gut feeling after which Monica takes out one of her remote controlled helicopters with a fitted camera, but it also disappears after a few meters. Then Monica walks forward and sees the force field and touches it. Agent Wu warns her, but she proceeds to put her hand in and, as a consequence, gets sucked right in. Following this incident, SWORD surrounds the whole area and calls experts of various specialities to look at it. Among these experts is another familiar face, Darcy, Jane Foster's assistant. We are seeing her for the first time after Thor the Dark World. Since she's an expert in astrophysics and SWORD deals with threats from above, it makes sense that she is involved with SWORD as well. When Darcy starts working, she gets readings of colossal amounts of CMBR, which is cosmic microwave background radiation. CMBR is thought to be really, really old in nature, generated soon after the Big Bang itself. Generation of this radiation and the whole reality inside Westview gives us the idea of insane feat by Wanda and easily puts her on a cosmic scale. With the CMBR as an analog TV signal, which Darcy filters out and plays on TV, she sees the 1950s sitcom show we all saw in episode 1. It turns out that all the people in the sitcom that we have been watching are real people from real Westview who are trapped inside this force field and are being made to play their parts, possibly by some form of mind control, and the force field is broadcasting the signal outwards. Why a sitcom or why this force field is broadcasting the signal outwards is yet unknown. Darcy shows this to SWORD, or more of a SWORD agent sees her watching the show, after which they start identifying the people seen in the show. Looking at episode 2, Darcy finds Monica playing Geraldine in the show. Looking at the episode, it looked like Monica either had no memory of the outside world or was playing along to get more information from Wanda. It is most probably the former because she would not have mentioned Ultron and give away her cover like that. Here, Darcy comes up with an idea of contacting Wanda through the radio present in the show, and we learn that it was Agent Wu who was trying to contact Wanda in episode 2, saying, "Who is doing this to you, Wanda?" Thinking that she is trapped in there. Agent Wu tries to contact Wanda through radio while Darcy looks at the TV to see whether her idea works. But as soon as the radio starts crackling in the TV, the scene suddenly cuts to where Wanda is asked about getting stains, and then the whole scene with Agent Wu talking on radio, as we saw in episode 2, is somehow censored. It looked like all the scenes where something out of the script happens are being censored and not being given away in the broadcast. Does it mean that Wanda knows that this sitcom is being broadcasted outside? We don't know yet. But if she does not know about the broadcast, then how would she censor it? Because we know that the scene that was cut here actually happened back in episode 2. Here we also see the SWAT sending one of their agents named Franklin in Westview through sewer route to look for Monica. As soon as he crosses the force field, he is retrofitted as his hazmat suit turns into a bee suit. So he is our bee guy that we all saw in the episode 2. This retrofitting changes everything that crosses the force field, like hazmat suit turning into bee suit, a camera fitted drone turning into a toy helicopter, and Monica's SWORD ID card turned into her SWORD symbol necklace we saw in episode 3. After that, Darcy and Jimmy go back to look at episode 3, and we saw them look at the scene where Monica mentions Ultron. Seeing the main reality being mentioned for the first time in the show after Wanda says, "Who are you?" to Monica, the scene again gets abruptly censored and cuts to the end credits. Darcy, seeing this anomaly for the second time, mentions that it looks like someone is censoring the show. Then the alarm goes off that the perimeter is breached and both go outside. Here, the viewers are shown what actually happened at the end of episode 3. Wanda figured out that Monica was an outsider and sent her crashing right through the force field. Here we see Wanda using her powers with her signature red aura, indicating that she's using her powers outside of the sitcom reality. In this scene, we also witness Wanda's current mentality. It seemed like she is having a sort of mental breakdown and developed two opposite personas. One sweet side that wants to live a happy and normal life, and one sadistic side that will destroy anything that will try to disrupt her sweet dreams. This mentality seemed very similar to when she fought Thanos. We briefly see her seemingly switch between these sides while looking at the hole in the wall before fixing it. We then get the answer to another question: is Vision still alive? To which the answer is definitely no. As we see when Vision enters the house and Wanda looks at him for a brief period of time, she sees him as he was after Thanos ripped the Mind Stone out of his head, all grayed out with a hole in his head, to which Wanda gets really scared of for a moment before seeing him as normal again, indicating that Vision is long dead. And this Vision we are seeing right now is a construct created by Wanda, or she's actually piloting his dead body. If she is, that would be pretty dark and gruesome. While talking with Vision, Wanda says that this is our home and I have it all under control, indicating that she's doing everything she can to keep her ideal world intact. We then see that the alarm is raised by Monica entering the perimeter, flying through the force field. And when the guard goes up to her, she says, "It's all Wanda." And the episode ends, meaning that all this mess is indeed created by Wanda and there is no outside party involved. Why is Wanda doing this is still unknown, because keeping a whole town trapped in a fake reality seems pretty villainish. Whatever her reasons may be, her pulling this feat has straight up dethroned Captain Marvel and her claim as the strongest Avenger right out of the window. If you like this video, then like it. If you dislike this video, then dislike it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.